Hello again. This week we're going back in history to the war between the United States and Spain called the Spanish-American War. It took place in the late 1800s. I hope you enjoy it. The sinking of the Maine. At 9:40 p.m. on the night of the 15th of February, 1898, the United States battleship Maine, riding quietly at anchor in Havana Harbor, was suddenly blown up, apparently by a mine. In an explosion, it tore her bottom out and sank her, killing 260 officers and men on board. In the morning, only twisted parts of the huge warship superstructure could be seen protruding above the water, while small boats moved about examining the damage. The Maine had been showing the flag of the United States in Cuba, where the Spanish regime was resisting an armed uprising by nationalist guerrillas. No one has ever exactly established what caused the explosion or who was responsible, but the consequence was the brief Spanish-American War of 1898. American sentiment was strongly behind Cuban independence, and many Americans blamed the Spanish for the outrage. The Spanish-American War. It was fought between April 21st and August 13th of 1898. The U.S. victory against the Spanish resulted in the collapse of what remained of Spain's colonial empire and heralded America's entrance as a major player on the world stage. The catalyst for America's declaration of war was the sinking of the USS Maine. However, American public opinion had been turning against Spain for some time, due to atrocities committed against the Cubans in their fight for independence from Spain. Following the Maine disaster, a de facto state of war began between the two countries, with the U.S. formally declaring war against Spain on April 25th. Cuba would prove to be the main stage for the war, though American troops were also sent to the Spanish possessions of Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. The main actions in Cuba were the Battle of San Juan Hill, led by Theodore Roosevelt and his famed Rough Riders. Also, there was a sea battle, a subsequent land siege at Santiago de Cuba. The Spanish surrender at Santiago in July essentially signaled the end of the war, though token fighting would occur in Puerto Rico and the Philippines after that date. Representatives for the United States and Spain signed a peace protocol in Washington, D.C. on August 12, 1898, with the actual peace treaty not being signed until later in December. Here you have a picture of Teddy Roosevelt mounted on his horse in the Spanish-American War. And our final sheet here shows that there are, several men who lived in the area who are buried at Riverside Cemetery and Walnut Grove who served in the Spanish-American War. Tune in again to next week, and we will bring you some more history again. Have a great day, and don't forget, the genealogy department is full of history.